Town Council begins debate on the proposed 2017 operating budget. We have details on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Friday, June 3rd, 2016. I'm Sarah Mantle. Town Council hears from several town department heads as budget presentations took up the bulk of last night's meeting. The operating budget for the Barnstable Municipal Airport was first on the agenda. Airport manager Bud Brialt talked about his nearly $7 million budget.
The proposed fiscal 2017 operating budget request is $6,093,528. This reflects a 23% decrease, primarily due to reduction in jet fuel sales of approximately 250,000 gallons per year due to the recent failure of Island Airlines and the loss of our fuel contract. This has also negatively affected the operating budget in other airport revenue production areas such as landing fees, passenger facility charges, air freight, parking, rental car use, and rents. On a positive note, and as I mentioned earlier, revenues from the new solar array are up approximately 36%. Not including workers' compensation, our enterprise fund indirect cost charges to reimburse the general fund have increased over $131,000 in the past 3 years, and one workers' compensation claim alone has cost the airport almost $220,000 over 3 years. Our operating expenses are decreasing $1,621,667, largely due to the loss of the fuel sales, while the price of fuel has remained relatively stable in the past year or so, although I must say it's gone up about 15 cents in the last week. There are no staffing increases. We are not filling one vacant custodial position for the time being, and we may be reducing our operations staff by one position. We have eliminated one seasonal position, we have eliminated our air service development consultant position, and we have indefinitely postponed hiring a new part-time marketing manager. We are also implementing tighter controls on the use of overtime whenever possible. We have also reduced professional services and law enforcement service costs. And numerous other budget reductions have also been taken to remain within revenue projections.
And Town Council voted to approve the 2017 operating budget for the Barnstable Municipal Airport. Barnstable Police Chief Paul McDonald presented his proposed operating budget next.
Decision packages for fiscal year 17, replacement of 6 cruisers, $269,600. This is an increase of approximately $45,000. Last year we purchased 5 cruisers. This year we're requesting the purchase of 6 cruisers. Funding overtime, $32,000. This is a 3% increase in order to keep pace with anticipated contractual cost of living and step increases. Increase in cell phone service charges, $30,000. We have now become so dependent on our cell phones, on our tablets to conduct the appropriate investigations. This money in the past has been funded through our forfeiture money, and that's not a reliable source, so we're asking this to be funded through our regular operating budget. Vehicle wash bay upgrades, $3,100. We are keeping our cruises much longer than we ever have done in the past, and this is just sheer maintenance. This is just cleaning items for the wash bay. Most of the expense is going to go to a commercial vac to clean the inside of the cruises. Dress uniforms, we have not purchased dress uniforms in over 10 years with the number of retirement officers that we've had in the last years. A lot of the dress uniforms are no longer available to us, and we have approximately 60 to 70 public events every year that our honor guard is requested to participate in. So we're looking to get 10 officers dress uniforms. Additional tasers, $14,719. This will purchase 10 tasers for us. We have to have additional tasers on standby. If a taser is used out in the field, if there is a deployment, that taser has to be taken off until it's downloaded. and the officer has used it has to be given a replacement. And also, we currently have 9 officers in the academy. They'll be graduating sometime in September, and they will be issued these tasers. Funding for ear card service, $24,000. The ear card service enables the communication between the cruisers in headquarters, as well as enabling officers working out in the field to access the internet and police software. And again, in the past, the $24,000 has always been funded through the Byrd Memorial Grant. But again, this is basic police service, and this is something we believe should be part of our regular operating budget. Increased funding for IT operation and capital needs. The purchase of software to move from a physical platform to a virtual platform. The purchase of a backup storage and recovery system. This system alone will cost approximately $20,000, and we desperately need it. Purchase of specialized equipment and licenses for the Investigative Services Division that they use for the surveillance and tracking of individuals. Forensic software for cell phones, computers, and tablets. And cell tower mapping software. Every major crime that we are involved with now has a digital component, and we need this software and these service contracts to do our job accordingly.
And the council voted unanimously to approve the police department's operating budget. Director of Community Services Lynn Poyant talked about some changes to the operating budget in her department.
So our additional funding requests for the total general fund department is $67,800 for minimum wage requirements for seasonal staff. As you may know, we have the largest seasonal staff within the town for a department. Under Marine Environmental Affairs, we're looking for $27,000 for in order to put a part-time animal control person to full-time, because we currently have 1.5 people working, and with over 3,000 calls for service, it's important to get that kind of help. $6,000 for aids to navigation upgrades, $5,000 for educational outreach, $35,000 for vehicle replacement, and $7,000 for outboard motor. The vehicle replacement, we do alternate between recreation and Marine Environmental Affairs. You may recall that we received a handicap accessible van for recreation recently. For FY17 goals, for Marine Environmental Affairs, purchase and seed 375,000 scallops in the 3-base system, improve our wildlife education trailer with a lighting system to better highlight the taxidermy birds and animals that we bring out to schools for educational seminars, increase the learn to fish shellfish classes for adults. It used to be that we used to do just the clamming for kids, and we've added the adult programs, and they're also very successful, and start additional herring count program for Santuit River. For recreation, leisure, aquatics, and youth, we've asked for additional funding for $54,000 to reinstate the assistant recreation director position, $23,000 for aquatic safety staffing at Hamblin's Pond, $6,500 for playground maintenance, and $29,000 for aquatic equipment. Some of our goals for FY17 are further improvements to the recreation website, which would include pictures and amenities at the different beaches, change overall beach sticker volunteer hours to better serve residents on weekends, obtain funding to develop and implement the 7th grade youth summit with the Youth Commission, and continue to develop and implement recreation programs that are requested by residents and visitors. For senior services, $162,345,000. We are requesting an additional funding. This is because we are moving the Adult Supportive Day program from a revolving program to the general fund, and $3,000 for the postage for our Compass newsletter. We went from producing it quarterly now to every other month, so it's requiring additional funding.
The council also voted to approve the operating budget for the Community Services Department. Also approved last night was operating budgets for the Growth Management Department and Regulatory Services. We'll be sure to tune in to our hour-long news program, Barnstable This Morning, weekdays at 8 a.m. On Monday's show, we will chat with Town Manager Tom Lynch. We'll chat with incoming Superintendent of Schools Meg Mayo Brown. Plus, we'll have all the news and information you need. For Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Mannel.